Okay, this is part two of the stew that we're making. They want, how much? They want 12 ounces of red potatoes, which I have right here. Well, it's a half an ounce over. They want it cut pretty much in one-piece chunks. So we're sort of going to estimate on this. Okay, that's pretty much it. They do not want them peeled either. This is a very colorful one. Stew. It's got so much in it. Put those to the side. You want 4 carrots. My English muffins are coming out. I have to put my English muffins. Okay, I'm still peeling carrots for the stew. They want them cut a specific way, so I have to read to see how they want these cut. Okay. Let me rinse them off and we'll get them going. They want you to cut them lengthways. and then cut them in 1-inch pieces. That should pretty much cover them. I know I shouldn't. I have not had time to eat, so I'm eating, snacking on vegetables. People probably say, why aren't you eating? Because I'm so busy. Sometimes I'll grab a glass of milk or something, or a piece of bread. That's why you see me make muffins and stuff. I can grab one to keep me going while I'm trying to get everything done. That's why I make my brownies, not my brownies, my muffins and all the food very nutritious, so it's like having a meal. It's so rich. It's not flour and sugar and a few seasonings and stuff. I mean, as you can see, I put everything in mine. Okay. If you're not exact, don't worry about it. Okay, we got the potatoes in there. Parsnips. You want the parsnips done the same way. You peel them. You don't know what a parsnip is? Here it is. It's a root vegetable. See them a lot. Matter of fact, parsnips and pumpkins, if it wasn't for the pumpkins and parsnips, they would not have survived, the founding fathers of America. So it was very important that they have these. You carried them through the winter. Wasn't for the American Indians, they would never have made it, because the American Indians knew the land, the animals, and all. They helped them to survive. And what did they get back? Well, I don't have to say anything further on that. That's why they pickled their vegetables and everything. They're going to do it as the fruits and vegetables come up. And the men would hunt. They couldn't guarantee if they ate all the cattle that they had, they would have to buy it. So they would have to make sure they made it work. If you're a rancher, you had the meat right there for you. But you had to know how to garden and stuff. My gardening skills suck. Of course, the animals would say I do a very good job because they eat it. Had a girlfriend that made fun. She said, "You're growing blueberries. They're eating the blueberries, and you have to go to the store and buy them." I said, "I know." I'm feeding cats that don't have a home, and I feed birds. And you know I'm feeding the gophers and everything else, and the, let's see, the skunk and the possum, and what else? Well, anyway, there's a whole lot of them out there, and they're eating quite well. I haven't even eaten. I can't believe this. This one's a little bit crooked. Okay. 1-inch pieces. I've never eaten a raw parsnip. Not bad. I left these out, in there 3 minutes too long, well, 2 minutes too long. Let me get the next batch. Oh, God. Alright, give me a minute, I gotta get them off this sheet. Sheet of brick. You're actually seeing me do other things in the kitchen today. There. Here is how big the English muffins are. Okay. Now that I forgot those, that's got to be on 9. Okay. Let's get this back down. Oh, I can't. 16 minutes. Dang. Okay. You got these vegetables chopped, put them to the side, and when it's time, I will be back and we'll start moving on with this stew. Okay, the stew's been baking for an hour and a half. Now you're going to add all these vegetables you just chopped. And stir them in. Don't worry, you'll see it at the end. Right now I'm just mixing it all up. Let's see, I'm trying to get you over here. But I can't, I've got too much going. So mix it up. It smells really, really good. You're gonna put it back in the oven for another hour. So there'll be the last part, I think, will be the next part. Okay, so let's see, we have some other things we're going to have to do. Now, we need 1 pound of kale. This is going in the stew as well, and we're going to need frozen peas as well. Now, the kale, they want us to de-stem them. There's 2 ways you can do this, all right? I think I'm gonna, you want us to remove this main stem. You can run a knife on either side of it and cut it out. Very easy. They also want you to cut it in 1/2-inch strips, okay? So we have to do that as well. So I'm gonna cut this here. Let me get a big bowl. Now, another way we could do this, we could take a pair of scissors and snip it off. So you have the different ways you can do it, but they do want it just in 1/2-inch slices. So if you don't have scissors, cooking shears, not the regular shears you use with material and your other crafting, these are cooking shears. They're much different. I'm going to use the shears today because I'm just being lazy. And that's how you cut it up. Let's get a big one. And you say, okay, well, you're wasting this down on the bottom. No. Cut it all off. So see, you have a choice of how you wish to do it. And I'm going to continue doing this because this goes to the next part that we'll be doing. So get a big bowl, take your pound of kale and snip away on the stem. Remember, they want it a 1/2 inch thick. Okay, it's been 1 hour. We're going to take it out now. We're going to check it before you continue moving forward. You're going to get a paring knife. What we're going to do and check and see if the vegetables are tender. Got those done. Now what you're going to do is take that whole pound of kale that we tore and cut up and de-ribbed. We're going to put it in here and stir it around. You're saying, this is a lot. Yes, it is a lot. This is just such a hearty stew. You couldn't go wrong with this stew, except with burning your fingers. Don't worry, I'm going to get all of it in here. I just have to stir some of this around, get it down so I can put more in. You cannot get disappointed with. I mean, it is so colorful and it's so rich. Just be careful you don't burn yourself as you stir this around. Once you get it into the liquid and it heats up, the kale will diminish. And that's what I'm trying to do. Stir it under. Tell you, a red wine would go excellent with this. Okay, you're going to put the lid on, and it's going back in the oven for about 15 minutes. And you can make this up to 3 days ahead of time. And put it in the refrigerator and then heat it up. But we still have more to do, so I'll be back in about 15 minutes. Okay, we're going to check it now again. See how the kale's going. Oh, God. Okay, it's coming out nice. Now what they want you to do is put 1/4 cup of fresh parsley in here and 1/2 cup of frozen peas. And stir it around, and you're going to put the lid on it and let it sit for 10 minutes. In other words, you're done with the oven at this point. Okay, we'll salt and pepper it after it has sat for 10 minutes more. And then the only thing left to do with this is to sit there and salt and pepper to your taste, not my taste. Now, how do you serve this? You would serve this with in a tureen, which is a special dish that you serve stews and soups in. Usually has a ladle hooked with it. What I would serve with this, I know it's got potatoes in it, but I would sit there and serve rolls or some bread. I've made some bread, and you know mine. It's going to be Ezekiel bread because I had just made it and showed you. So that's what I'm going to be serving with mine today. But anyway, that's how you make this lovely stew. I don't think you need to see me salt and pepper it because you're going to be doing that to your taste. But you know what it looks like, and that's it. So, take care. Bye-bye.